What's going on, guys? Just wanted to jump on here for a little bit. I was going to record a prediction video for the main event this Saturday. I might still do it, but I really just didn't feel like it, so maybe I'll do that tomorrow. And I figured, why not jump on, stream for a little bit, rather than recording Mackenzie Dern versus Yan Xiaonan prediction. I'll maybe get on here for about an hour or so, and we can discuss all the latest MMA news. We can talk about UFC 280. We can talk about my recent Conor McGregor USADA video. Charles Oliveira, Islam Makhachev, Sean O'Malley, Petr Yan. I'm also probably going to do a video, and I'm going to see what the feedback on it is, and maybe I'll do it for every pay-per-view. And I'll say everything or things that I hate about UFC 280, and then maybe things I love about UFC 280. And I might do that for every pay-per-view if people like it, but I don't know. I just thought it would be funny because I did a things I hate for UFC 279. Obviously, there was a lot of things I hated about that, but I thought it'd be funny to do it for UFC 280 because there's a couple things that I hate, but they're very minor things. But I just thought it'd be funny to maybe make a video on, so I think I'm going to make that. But as always, guys, do me a favor and like the stream. I would greatly appreciate that. Subscribe to the channel. Let me see how many subscribers we're at. I think I know, but let me just go take a look. Let me take a look. We are currently at 5,081 subscribers. So we're slowly creeping up towards that 10,000 mark. It's going to be a little bit, but we're going to get there. And the end of this month is going to be massive with all the huge fights, all the predictions to do. I'm actually already stressed about it. I'm about to start working on tail of the tapes and thumbnails and all that good stuff. So we'll see how it goes. But I think that month of October is going to be very good for the channel with all the big fights coming up. Okay. If you guys have any questions, throw them in the chat. We can literally talk about whatever. I don't care. I'm just jumping on here randomly. And we'll see what you guys come up with. Thoughts on Full Reptile latest video. Full Reptile latest video. I don't know what that is. So you're going to have to elaborate on that one. What's up, Mike? What's up, French Fries? What's up, Kyle? What's up, Sinister? I'm on lunch eating burger, potato, and some kraut. Yummy. Enjoy. Let's get 10K. We're going to get 10K eventually. We're going to get 10K eventually. Hopefully by the end of the year. If not, very early in 2023. Which 5K already blew my mind. So 10K will really blow my mind. So we'll see how it goes. What's up, Joey? I was in chat today, and there's literally 4 accounts named MMA Joe with a picture of you, and they were spamming nonsense the entire stream. Genuinely sad lives. I mean, we've had plenty of those. We've had plenty of those in the chat here, too. So, just weirdos. But I appreciate you informing me. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. I feel bad for those people. They need to see a psychiatrist. I saw Don't Worry, Darling the other day. I'd say 5 out of 10. For me, Don't Worry, Darling. I saw it as well. I saw it on Friday. I thought it was better than people were giving it credit for. I think it had some holes in it. I'd say maybe like a 5.8 out of 10 or something like that. I'd give it a little bit higher mark than a 5. So I enjoyed it because it was entertaining. I also love movies that are set in, the 50s and 60s. I think they did a good job with that. But I feel like the story could have used more work. So I don't think it was like an amazing movie. I don't think it was horrible. I feel like with a few minor tweaks and payoffs, I think it could have been like an 8 out of 10 movie. If they would have really tweaked some certain things within the plot, they could have made it. That's what actually disturbs me. It could have been a really good movie. Hey Joe, what's going on? Prediction Shark. Listening from the gym, love the content. Appreciate you, Mikey Polo. Appreciate you. Joe, you got me triggered with that Conor video. Hey, it's all true, bro. It's all true. How did you get into MMA? Short story. I was kind of like on the fringe of an MMA fan, and I wanted to kind of watch it. And I watched I always kind of wanted to watch it, but the pay-per-views were like, whatever they were back when I was like 15 or 16. One of my buddies hit me up to order one. No, to actually go out and watch one. We didn't go out and watch it because it was packed at where we went. So then I said, well, let's just split it and we'll order it. And we ordered it. And then I ordered the next one. And I ordered the next one. None of them were particularly good. This was around, the first one was Rampage Rashad. And then there was a couple bad ones after that. And then UFC 117, Anderson Silva, Chael Sonnen won. Seeing Anderson Silva come back like that and get a triangle choke in the 5th round of a fight he was being dominated in cemented me as an MMA fan, and I've been a hardcore MMA fan since. I hated the ending of Don't Worry, Darling. I didn't think it was that bad, but I think it could have used some work and it could have been a really good movie. I think that's what makes it so annoying. O'Malley, McGregor looks good in sparring. Those are old videos. Those are confirmed. Those are old videos. He's literally posting old training footage to make himself look good. So, I hate to break it to you, but that's 100% confirmed. O'Malley really said he'll be surprised if he gets hit once. He's just trolling, dude. Going to see Smile on Thursday. Don't have high expectations, but I love horror, so we seeing it. Yeah, I'm actually seeing it on Thursday as well. I'm going Thursday night. It'll be dope to see Conor back again for the hype and press conference, but he's not going to be elite anymore. Yeah, most likely you're right. You know, he wasted a lot of his career sitting on the sidelines, talking about Floyd Mayweather and, you know, tweeting about people who were actually winning fights. It's actually really depressing because he could have been in there fighting. I feel like Petr Yan and you give me a full description. I really like Petr Yan and you give me a full description of what you think of him. A full description of what I think of him. I think he's an elite level fighter. I think he has a very high fight IQ. I think he has a good variety of attack. I think he has great stamina. There's nothing not to love. Pound for pound, one of the best fighters in the world. What do you think will happen to the UFC once Dana retires? Who should be his successor? It's too early to tell. It's too early to tell. Also, there's no info why. But the UFC Fight Night this Saturday is closed to the media and public, from what I'm saying. So if anyone's seen any more information on that, let me know. I find that very, very interesting. Joe, what's your favorite fight coming up in the next few? It's got to be Charles Oliveira versus Islam Makhachev. That's got to be the fight. That's got to be the fight that I'm most looking forward to of any fight currently announced. And I doubt anything will surpass it for the rest of the year. Yeah. I mean, let me know in the chat. You know, what fight are you guys most looking forward to for the rest of the year? That's currently announced. My nose is already itching. So let me know what fight you guys are most excited for the rest of the year. That's already announced. I think Hunter Campbell will take over once Dana is done. Probably. Now, I don't even know if I would say probably. Maybe. I have no idea. I don't know why I said probably there. This card, I hope Allen and Mitchell win their next bouts to face each other for #1 contender spot. Thoughts? I agree with you, but I don't necessarily care who wins the bouts. But whoever wins out of Mitchell and Evloev and Allen versus Cater, I want to see fight each other. Who do you see winning, Gamrot versus Dariush? I'm leaning Gamrot. At one point, I was leaning Dariush, but I'm leaning Gamrot. You guys know Helen Yee, the interviewer? Yes, she's competing to qualify for swimming in the 2024 Olympics. Pretty crazy. Never would have thought that. I never would have thought that either. Francis versus Cejudo. Can't wait for that. What do you think will be the main event of 282? I've thought about making a video about this. Don't ask me why, but something tells me, something gives me a sneaking suspicion we could get Khamzat Chimaev versus Colby Covington, pay-per-view main event, UFC 282. Islam Olives, then Izzy Pereira. 2 huge fights. Adesanya and Pereira are too high on Pereira, in my opinion. Adesanya still, I would probably agree with you. Alex versus Izzy. I want to see Jones versus anyone at this point. I would agree with you. This card better give me knockout after knockout, or I'm pirating, selling it on a CD off the streets to go in debt so I can get government assistance. Fair enough. This card is awful. I'm not going to lie. I'm probably not even going to stream it. It's just a terrible card. I don't know if I can stomach, you know, sitting on stream and talking about it for 2 hours, even if I do just the main card. It's a really ugly card, and I think that's why I'm dreading doing the prediction video, because it's just so ugly, guys. It's just super ugly. It's just super ugly. I have no desire to watch even the rest of the card. I mean, what's the second best fight on this card? Let's go let me take a look. I mean, ew, the co-main event, Randy Brown, Francisco Trinaldo. Sadiq Yusuf, Don Shanis. Mike Davis, Vladislav Borishev, a.k.a. Slavaklaus. Alexei Oleinik, Ir Latifi. Jessica Penne, Tabitha Ritchie. Brendan Allen, Christoph Jotko. Maxim Grisham, Philip Linz. I'm just done going through it, to be quite honest. Excited for Chandler Poirier this year. I got Chandler for next contender, please. We'll see. Will O'Malley get knocked out? I'll say he gets TKO'd. He doesn't get flatlined. 282 will probably be featherweight interim title, in my opinion. Yair doesn't what he does outside the cage. Okay, we'll see. French Fries, thank you for the 14 months of membership. Most excited for Pereira Adesanya over Islam Oliveira. Shame on you. Joe, I think the UFC are targeting Wonderboy Thompson versus Li Jingliang in December. Could be possibly Wonderboy's retirement fight. I think that makes sense, and it gives Li Jingliang a big fight. I'm only watching the main event for this weekend. I don't blame you. How's it going, Joey? Do you think there should be less UFC cards overall? Seems like they're trying to put out nearly weekly cards, leads them to make some poor ones. For me, I think the sweet spot would be every other week. But I think in this case, I think they just stacked 280 so much that they didn't have anything to offer on these other two fight night cards. That's my opinion. You think with the amount of talent the UFC has, they wouldn't have such cards? Yeah, I agree. How would you feel about Luque versus Masvidal for the next fight? I think it makes kind of sense. I wouldn't mind it. 280 is a five card, probably top 2 stack this year. I don't know what you're saying there, but it's definitely one of the 5 fight card top 2 stack this year. Yeah, I think it's one of the best fight cards of the year, probably the best fight card of the year. I actually like Lee versus Thompson for his retirement fight. Give it another. I don't really care about that part. Chris Curtis versus Buckley prediction. That's actually a really tough fight. But I lean Chris Curtis. But I think Buckley could get it done. I think both guys are very well rounded. I think it's going to be primarily a striking battle. And it's going to be about, who has more offensive output and who lands more, basically. And it's probably going to go to decision, would be my guess. Joey, will John Jones fight this year? No, I don't think he will. What are the other 2 fights for pay-per-view for 280? What do you mean the other 2 fights? I am going with, you're asking what fights are on there? I don't even know. Main event, Charles Oliveira, Islam Makhachev. Co-main event, TJ Dillashaw, Aljamain Sterling. Feature fight on the main card, Petr Yan versus Sean O'Malley. 4th fight down is Caitlin Chukagian and Manon Fiorot. And the fight opening up the main card is Beneil Dariush, Mateus Gamrot. Joey, what's your prediction for that fight in December? What's going to headline it? Is that what you're asking? You got to be more specific. Since Hamzat's going to 185, Holby Burns. I don't know that Hamzat's going to 185. Just because he tweeted that out doesn't mean shit. So, do you think Masvidal will win? People will hop back on the bandwagon? Probably not. I think Masvidal's bandwagon ship has sailed. Dude has become incredibly unlikable in the last 2-3 years. I would have rather had Bilal versus Brady as this week's main event, since 5 rounds would have been interesting. Yeah, I agree with you. 100%. And I may be mentioning in the video I talked about in the beginning of this stream. I may be mentioning that. Masvidal is trash. I don't know if he's trash, but he's definitely like, yeah, he's definitely on the downslope of his career for sure. We could get Fiance versus Valentina in December potentially. Could happen. Is it me or is the UFC forcing female fights like 280 fights should not be on the main card? Sorry. Yes and no. Because people don't realize the UFC structures the prelims as a card of its own, okay? So they want to put a good fight on the prelims main card, or not the prelims main card, that doesn't even make sense. On the prelims card, the televised card, to draw people into watching the prelims. So what they do is, rather than having Caitlin Chukagi and Manon Fiorot headlining the prelims, they throw them onto the main card and they move Bilal Brady, which people want to see, on the prelims to generate interest in the prelims. So there you go. That's the reason. Do you think Khamzat do you like? Now I got the hiccups somehow. Guys, do me a favor. If you haven't liked the stream, I would greatly appreciate it if you guys ran up the likes on the stream. We got 50 people in here. We got 13 likes. So like the stream ASAP. Like your life depended on it. Do you think Khamzat and Costa fight? I think you mean, do you like the Khamzat and Costa fight? Yeah, I like that fight. If so, do you think Khamzat can ragdoll him? Absolutely not. I don't think Khamzat can ragdoll him. But it'd be interesting. I'd probably lean Costa, though. Marvin versus Derek makes sense, seeing they're coming off losses. Doesn't Derek already have a fight? Crazy, because Masvidal was so likable before blowing up. I agree 100%. Did you see McGregor's wrestling video? All the recent training videos that have come out from Conor McGregor are all years old. That's 100% confirmed. So, Wonderboy versus Lee predictions. Probably Wonderboy wins that fight. Picks him apart from the outside. Lee tries to land. I don't think Lee's all that good, to be quite honest. I can't hear no Bilal remember the decision win again. I see Sean keeping his. I hope you're right. Mobstar versus Thug Nasty would have been a banger main event for Orlando Fight Night card. I agree. What do you think of Jalton Almeida? I'm curious what weight class he settles into. I don't know if he's a lifetime heavyweight, but I mean, he looks like an absolute killer, but he hasn't really fought good competition yet, so it's too early to tell, to be quite honest. What's up, Ralph? What's going on, my friend? Thank you for joining the stream. I appreciate you. Masvidal versus Jeff Neal probably makes sense, probably. Yeah, I guess that could make sense as well. Yeah, I understand the structure, but on the surface level, having the fight above Brady and Muhammad is criminal. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I don't... For me, it's not as bad because I'm looking forward to Chukagian versus Fiorot, or Fear, however you pronounce her name. But at the same time, I prefer it in the order of the best fights, from slowly steps up. And, you know, I don't even know how to word it. I want from the top down, best to worst. That's what I want. You know, the fights I'm most looking forward to at the top, and the fights I'm least looking forward to at the bottom. And I want them in chronological order. And, you know, throwing a Misha Tate versus Lauren Murphy on the main card of 276 is unacceptable. But that didn't happen. Thank you to the MMA gods. Yeah, I heard they are making Moreno Figgy 4 in Brazil UFC 283 thoughts. That's what I suspected. And yes, I did see that too. And I'm looking forward to it. And it's going to be awesome. Alexandre Kaiker France 283. Sign me up. Wait, what is the main event for the Orlando card? Not announced yet. Joey, who's your favorite underrated prospect? I don't know. There's definitely somebody, but I can't think of anyone off the top of my head right now. Almeida dominated the GOAT Park Reporter. That is very true. Yuri versus Glover. Jorge versus Burns for UFC in December as headliners. I think there's a chance Yuri versus Glover ends up on the Brazil card as well. Besides Hamzat, who I don't know why you want to see fight Colby. Besides Hamzat, what's a good fight for Colby? The Burns fight is solid. Jeff Neal fight is solid. I think that's it. Burns or Jeff Neal. The loser of Usman versus Edwards 3 as well. But it's the Hamzat fight. That's the only fight to make right now. Am I the only one who thinks Johnny Eblen is lame? I hope Yoel rocks him. I don't necessarily think he's lame. But, it is what it is. Any guess on the ingredients of Paulo Costa's secret juice? Whatever Conor McGregor's taken while USADA is not testing him. What's up, Keep Out? Joey, my matchmaking at light heavyweight. Yuri Glover 2, Yan Ankalaev for #1 contenders. Rockage, Hill, Smith, Craig. I think all of them sound like decent fights. I kind of want to see Yan versus Hill. Ankalaev versus Yuri almost. And Glover versus Rockage, maybe. Glover versus Paul Craig would be fun, though, too. But I'm just throwing shit at the wall right now. Mohamed Mokaev is probably my favorite prospect. Can't wait to see him fight at 280. Yeah. I mean, he's definitely a good prospect for sure. How many fight videos do you analyze, and do you think you should watch more to have a channel about MMA? Thank you. I'm not sure what you're asking here. How many fight videos do I watch? How many fights do I watch? A lot, but I definitely could watch more. But I don't have the time to watch more yet. How far do you think Ricky Simone can go? Top 10, but I don't think he's cracking the top 5. Joe, do you think Mark Goddard was biased during Colby Usman 1 fight, not giving Colby a timeout for a brutal eye poke and Usman finishing with back of the head shots? Most of the shots weren't to the back of the head. The timeout thing, I think, was dumb. I don't necessarily think he did that out of bias. I think he thought they were playing gamesmanship, and they both kept saying, oh, I got a low blow, I got eye poked. And he was getting frustrated. Is it a dumb decision? 100%. But I don't think he was doing it out of being biased. So, and the finish, I thought the finish was fine. It is what it is. Dude's moving around. The finish was fine in my opinion. What's the update on Ngannou? He's still injured. I think we'll probably see him fight in February or March against John Jones. That's been my thoughts for a long time. Colby's way too picky with who he fights. Yeah, he's been ducking people for years, literal years. So, I think Almeida versus Amanda versus either Vieira or Aldana co-main event in Brazil. Glover Yuri headlines in December. We'll see. So you think Moreno versus Figgy 4 is going to be the main event? I find that hard to believe, but maybe. What are your thoughts about fighters auctioning off being in his corner for 10 G's? That's kind of weird, but if they can get the money, shout out to them. Ricky Bobby Green should get fined and come back and fight. I don't even know what you're saying there, dude. I think Orlando main event will be Derek Brunson, Jack Hermanson. Ugh. I hope not. Strickland or Cannonier? I lean Cannonier, but that's an interesting fight. Magny versus Rodriguez prediction. I lean Rodriguez at this point. Will we ever see Habib Charles? No, we will never see Habib Charles. It's just never happening. I just don't think it's ever happening. Habib's going to stay retired in my opinion. I notice you don't read out questions that upset you or have criticism about you, but sometimes it makes the channel more interesting. I have no idea what you're talking about. I pretty much read everything. I don't care if it's negative or not, so I don't know what you mean by that. Hey, Joey, anyway, can you do a 24-hour stream soon? Probably not. What card is better this weekend or the Grasso? Definitely the Grasso card in 2 weeks. Yeah, definitely the Grasso card in 2 weeks. So, would you like to see fight again so we can get flatlined? I hate the disrespect towards the legend Aldo. I don't know who you're talking about there. Hey Joey, big fan from Miami. Do you think Jones' first heavyweight fight going to be Stipe or Francis? I think Jones' first heavyweight fight will be Francis. I think Francis in March. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Um, where was I at here? What's up, Bernie Mac? Kobe won 3, 4, and 5. Okay, fair enough. Moreno versus Figgy is big yawn time for me. Okay, then you're crazy. There's a fighter that is trying to auction off a corner spot. Dana isn't going to allow it. Yeah, I doubt that Dana allows it. Hello. Okay, I already said. If Chandler beats Poirier next, do you think they'll give him a title shot? Depends who's the champion, but probably not. I wish they made Guram versus Mustafayev as a replacement for Malarkey. I mean, I'm looking forward to any fight Guram's in next. Do you believe Charles will be a favorite come fight day? Probably not. Chances Charles versus Islam falls through. Oh, don't even say that, bro. I'm not even going to discuss it. How do you feel about Gordon Ryan? I don't pay attention to that stuff. I'm sorry, my friend. We still need that sleep stream. Yeah. Start sending in the donations. I'll do a sleep stream. Bro, show us your Venom gear one day. I stopped wearing it. You know, it's just there's too many women trying to break into my house now. Joey's still waiting on a potential tier list video. Okay. How many pay-per-views would a McGregor versus Pimlet do? It would do over 1 million. Can you visit Orlando for a meet and greet? Maybe one day. I noticed you say I have no idea what you mean when you didn't like the question. I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea. I have literally no idea what you're referencing here. I do not do that. So I don't know what you mean. Also, why are the comments not on the screen anymore? I mix it up. I'm using OBS right now. Sometimes I use OBS. Sometimes I use StreamYard. Right now I'm using OBS. So that's why. I think Magny can possibly beat Rodriguez because Jeff Neal has a similar style to D-Rod and Magny overwhelmed him with volume. You could be right. That's a tough fight to pick, but I think Magny's getting up there in age. Rodriguez has good defensive wrestling, good power, good striking. I don't know. If Magny can't out-wrestle him, I don't know. I just don't know if Magny can out-wrestle Rodriguez. What I was saying is, if he can't out-grapple Daniel Rodriguez, I don't know if he can outstrike him. Who should Gregory Rodriguez fight next? He's going to be out for a while, so I have no idea what the division will look like then. I mean, that cut needs to heal up. You skipped my comment about seeing Bo Nickel and Joe Pfeiffer in a matchup down the line. Sign me up. I'm happy. I think that's a lot of fun. Imagine Bo loses. I might stream tomorrow if I'm home in time. If I'm home in time, I'll probably stream it. Dream UFC 283 main card. Yuri Glover 2, co-main Figgy versus Moreno 4, Shevchenko versus the winner of Grasso or Rougeau. Featured fight Whitaker versus that's too stacked. They're not going to do it like that, but sign me up. Oliveira doesn't seem to believe Khabib would come out of retirement to fight him. In that case, who should he call out if he beats Islam? I'd still call out Khabib. It's going to be a huge step in competition for Islam going from Bobby to Charles. It's crazy. He should have took another fight like Benio before taking that big jump. Yeah, but it just made sense. Joey, please stop drinking from plastic. I'll do my best. Too many women after the gear love the content, brother. You're welcome. Thoughts on Chandler's previous wins? All have aged quite terribly. Just how good is Chandler? Chandler's good, but I think he's gotten a little bit overhyped, to be quite honest. Did you call the fire department? I still haven't gotten the call for that job. I tried to call them, but they didn't answer. I kept calling and calling. For some reason, it's not working. Would you rather see Ferguson versus Nick Diaz or Ferguson retire? Ferguson and Diaz both should retire. Um, do 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 do. French fries. Or hold on a second. Hold on one second. Um, all of Chandler's losses have been competitive fights, though. That is true. Aside from the first week of Dwayne White's Contender Series delivered this year, that was the second week. The first week was actually pretty good. You did it. I said that when you didn't like a question, you would have said no idea what you mean. You read that out loud, and you said you don't know what you mean. I literally have no idea what you mean right now. I have no idea what you mean. How long do you think Kevin Holland will be retired? Um, uh, he'll probably fight before the end of the year, to be honest. What year did you start watching MMA? Whatever year UFC 114 was, I believe it's 2010. I think if Charles beats Islam, Habib and Oliveira have a handshake and will never fight. I would love if Charles just starches Islam, follows up with shots on Islam's unconscious body, then jumps over the cage and pieces up Habib in the crowd. Nick Diaz versus Tony Ferguson retirement match. I don't even want to see that, to be quite honest. That's literally a garbage fight. Hey Joey, if Charles beats Islam, do you think he will fight again in January? No, I do not. I doubt it. Am I the only one who thinks Tony will fight until he's 50? I hope you're wrong. If Charles wins, he's certified 155 GOAT. I got Islam, though. Yeah, I think Charles is the GOAT if he wins. Are you surprised that Islam is the favorite against Charles? Yes, I am surprised. So, who would you like to see Joe Alvarez and Jamie Mullarkey fight next? I think Jamie Mullarkey has a fight already. So, I don't remember who he's fighting. We just talked about it earlier this stream, to be quite honest. I think we already discussed it. But let me take a look. Okay, what tab do I have open here? Okay. Jamie Mullarkey. Tabology. I think Jamie Mullarkey has a fight. He's fighting Magomed Mustafayev. Mullarkey got injured. So I don't know. Magomed Mustafayev was a good fight for him. So it's tough to say. Who was the other one? Joe Alvarez. Make him fight Guram. I think that'd be fun. Hilarious that Oliveira will have a better record than Habib. Who's your top 5 most explosive fighters? I don't even have the brain capacity to think of that right now. I'm terrible with these lists. People keep asking me for these lists. Thoughts on Anderson Silva versus Fedor and Bellator? Sounds like some bullshit that Bellator would come up with. Congrats on 5K subs, man. Thank you. I remember watching your streams on my way home from work when there was a handful of people in here during the lives. Keep it up, bro. Thank you. I appreciate the long-term support, my friend. We're a year and a half, and the next goal is 10,000 subscribers. The next goal is 10,000 subscribers. I'm going to continue to put out good videos. I do this for fun. There's people coming in here and saying, when you don't like a question, you say you don't know what you mean. No, if I don't like a question, I'll just skip the question. If I don't know what you mean, I'll ask you to say, I don't know what you mean, and I'll tell you to elaborate. So I think some people are too sensitive, especially, some of these people, we'll get it on these random streams. We get into these rants sometimes. There are some people who come in here and they act like they single-handedly pay me. And that's what I make my living is from solely them. First off, I do this YouTube channel for fun. Do I make income off of it? Yes. Is it free to you? Is it free to the guy asking the question? Yeah. Does he get entertainment from it? Does he get value from it? Apparently. And you're talking to me like you pay me? Like you ain't paying me a weekly paycheck to talk to me like that. You know what I mean? It just doesn't make any sense. Like, it's very, very strange that people have that mindset. Like, just because I'm answering most questions, and I try to answer most questions. Sometimes I actually read one while I'm answering one, and then I skip it because I thought I already read it. I mean, I enjoy having this channel. I enjoy the community we have on this channel. I don't owe anybody anything. I'm here for fun. We're all got a great community here. We're talking about MMA. And there's just people who are just weirdos and complain and complain and complain. If you have a legitimate criticism, I'm more than open to discuss it, okay? I love legitimate criticisms. But people who are saying weird shit that makes absolutely no sense to me, I'm just going to say that I don't really know. I have no idea what you're talking about. So, and if you want to elaborate and give me more information, I'll be more than happy to follow up with it. When we have larger streams where we might have 50, 60, 70, 100 people, 120 people in here, and there's, you know, half of those people who are watching or asking questions, I'm bound to miss a question, okay? Calm down. Don't act like you did. It's not like I miss a super chat. If you send me a super chat, it lights up in the chat, and I will definitely read your question always. But it's no big deal. It's no big deal. It is what it is. I just find it bizarre. I find the whole online YouTube community in general, I find it fascinating. It's very, very fascinating to me how people get so, I don't even know what the word for it is. I don't know. They think there's some people who watch the videos and watch the streams who almost think like I'm their, you know, it's probably the way they talk to their waitress or waiter when they go to a restaurant. Like, bro, you don't own me. You don't own me at all. But it is what it is. We'll stop on the rant. So we'll stop on the rant and we'll go back to some questions, and I'm sure I missed some. And then we'll complain from there. But I don't know where we were at. So excited for 280. Got to wake up at 10 in the main card. Make sure you sleep in your Venom gear. Make sure you sleep in your Venom gear because that's an early card. That's an early card. Jamie Malarkey has an old man face. He looks like Eustace from Courage the Cowardly Dog. If Charles submits Islam and takes no damage, I hope they do him versus the winner of Dariush versus Gamrot at 283. Sign me up. Do you think Islam is the favorite against Charles because he's Dagestani? I think it's more of his connection to Habib is the reason he's probably the favorite. Who would have won in their primes, Nate versus Tony? Tony would have wrecked him in his prime. Teixeira been looking amazing with his grappling in camp for Yuri rematch. Thoughts on his chances in a rematch? I think he has very good chances. 280 is stacked to the tits. Yes, it is. Joe, what's next for Stipe? A. Jones, B. Francis, C. Chris Dawkins. I'll say Tai Tuivasa. Who do you got? I'm not... See, there's one I'll just skip. I'm not mentioning thou who shall not be named. If they could go anywhere that they don't usually go, what city is best for a pay-per-view? I have no clue. Ireland, maybe? I mean, the Bellator events in Ireland have been straight up insanity. Man, I forgot 280's 11 main card early prelims too. Yeah, that does suck. Do you want Hamzat to move up or stay? I want to see him stay at 170. Some people always have to complain you don't miss many. Yeah, exactly. And if I do, you can send it again. Just don't spam it. Blanchfield versus Molly. Blanchfield easily wins. What's your definition of Yo Romero? I have no idea what that even means. O'Malley and his coach talk about his jiu-jitsu a lot, and if anyone took him down, it'd be in danger. Do you believe? No. I believe he probably has decent jiu-jitsu, but I think they're overhyping it completely. What does Whitaker need to do to get a third fight with Izzy? Win like 6 fights in a row, probably. Why are you getting so sensitive? Chill, dude. I don't know why you're getting so sensitive, dude. You'll have to ask yourself that. You should draw a Venom logo on your Christmas stocking this year. I mean, I already have a Venom stocking, so why would I draw the logo on it? Charles versus Gamrot, which would happen in the future. It would be low-key fight of the year. Dude, Gamrot versus Oliveira will be a lot of fun. Who's going to be the next staple at 205? I'll say Jamal Hill. Why are you ignoring me? I didn't see what you said. So, Blanchfield versus Molly thoughts. I already read this. See, I just missed some questions. So, Joey low-key annoys my comments when if I ignored your comment, I genuinely just missed it. YouTube does this weird thing. If you've never been in YouTube Studio when you're trying to read chat, it like jumps around when you try to scroll. Like it literally just did it as I did that. So then it ends up moving me in a totally different place and I don't know where to find it. How much do you think Conor makes per fight? 20 million? Probably. We need to see Joey in Venom gear for 280 live stream. Send the donations. I will buy a Venom shirt right immediately. Would you be interested in... No, I don't care. I'm not interested in anything about BKFC. They have to do a pay-per-view at Croke Park in Dublin. It'll probably never happen. We know Tony's coming back, so either have him fight Jim Miller or Clay Guida. Joey, what kind of shampoo do you use? I think it's Head and Shoulders. Let me see. Let me make sure this is it. Yeah, it's Head and Shoulders. I use Head and Shoulders. So, where was I at? Oh, the shampoo. Yeah, Head and Shoulders. Which UFC fighter would you have a beer with? Depends on your definition of have a beer with, because I don't drink. So, anyone interesting, but I'm not drinking, so. If I could pick one, that'd be the most interesting. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I love these streams, but when it's time you get to my question, it's short response. It's kind of depressing. Come on, man. Sammy, you can ask me any questions in the Discord all the time. I don't mean to be short. I'm just trying to zoom through these. We're just having a relaxed time, man. So I don't know what to tell you. I hope this was a long enough answer, but I'm doing my best, my friend. I'm doing my best. Are you picking Glover or Yuri? Probably Yuri, but that's a tough one to pick. What's up, Niles? What's going on? Who's next for Terrence McKinney? I think winner of Johnson versus Jaquez Casey. I think is how you pronounce his name. Sign me up for that. Come on, thin skin guys. Hugo is going to be stalking you at you're to ask your questions. What's up with Dana White? Is he dying soon? I keep hearing in the media what happened if Dana White leaves. I have no idea. It's very weird. Favorite wing sauce flavor? A version of buffalo hot or spicy garlic. I never give up. I don't know what you're saying. Hey, Joey, what grocery stores do you go to? What grocery stores do I go to? I tend to go to wholesale clubs and buy most stuff from there. My favorite grocery store I actually don't go to that much because it's not super close, but it's Harris Teeter. It's like a kind of a fancier grocery store, but they got like, it's like the cleanest atmosphere. Everything's super nice. But to answer your question, basically combination of like wholesale clubs and stuff like that. I have a membership to every wholesale club basically. So, and then, I have like the local grocery stores near me that I, if I need to pick up small things that I don't want a lot of, I go to near me. Everyone's getting butthurt today. Yeah, there's a lot of people who get butthurt. It doesn't matter to me one bit. John Jones is never coming back. Okay, Joey, did you buy your? I don't know what you're asking. Do you ever get the urge to say stop asking dumb questions? Maybe, but I don't know. I don't really. It's tough to get me riled up. You can't get me angry. So, anyone who thinks they've ever gotten me upset or angry, it's literally not possible. It's not possible in life. It's not possible online for damn sure. If you were standing right in front of me, you couldn't get me angry. So, you damn sure can't get me angry through some text. This is a serious question. I'm sorry if I offended you. But all cool, in your opinion, what's the most important martial arts as a base, meaning the martial art they've been doing since a child? I'm not offended by anything you said. But the most important martial art base as a child, probably wrestling, maybe. I would say wrestling. What do you like more, pork or beef? That is a very odd question, Sammy. How much time do you want me to spend on this one? Because you were disappointed before. Do I like pork or beef? What's pork? What's beef? Huh? Pork chops, beef, ground beef? I don't, dude. That's a very strange question, but probably beef. Do you think Brandon Moreno will rule at 125 for a while? Probably not. Thoughts on the UFC not allowing the public or media this weekend? I find it bizarre. I want an answer to why. I want to know why. How do you see TJ versus... I don't know what you're asking there. Versus Ian? Who's Ian? How would John Jones do in a fight against John Wick? What is going on tonight, guys? Are you guys just trolling me tonight? I don't know. I'll go John Jones. What's up with Francis Ngannou in the UFC? Is he getting resigned? I think he will, but it's tough to say. Joey, have you ever traveled outside the country? No, I have not. Eddie is either going to PFL or BKFC. Please. Please be PFL. Would rather see him Pettis and Stevens. I don't care where he goes, to be quite honest. Just say Colby's caught up in legal troubles and can't fight to anger Joey. Yeah, there you go. That's just a myth. That's completely made up. That's completely made up. By the way, guys, if you're watching this stream right now and you're not subscribed to the channel, hold on, let me push this little button for you. Subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get to 10,000 subscribers before the end of the year. Joey, did you get your tickets yet? If so, where are you sitting? I have no idea what you're talking about. Would you get angry if I shot you in the knee? Yes. Okay. Physical harm would get me angry, but there's nothing anybody can say to me that can get me angry. Do you think Nick versus Nate could headline a UFC event at this point? If so, what would the numbers pool? That'd be incredibly interesting. But it would never happen, but sure. It would headline an event for sure. Gymnastics is the best base for a child. I'm right on this one. Okay. What do you... see it just jump down again. This is so annoying. What do you think of Rogan playing John Jones cheating with steroids and beating his wife? He basically just... I don't know where to finish the question at. Joe, I do think you're doing a good job, and I do enjoy your channel. Hi from Australia. Dude, no hard feelings. I'm just trying to be honest with you guys. Davison versus Brandon Ford early next year. I think it will be in Brazil. Do you think Hamzat Costa will be on the card? Sign me up, but no, I do not think it will be on the card. God, I love this channel. I'm happy. Summarized it as Jones making some dumb mistakes. I don't know, man. I don't know. We don't really have confirmation that Jones beat his wife. As crazy as that sounds, it wouldn't shock me at this point, but it is what it is. I don't really pay attention to anything Rogan says, and I really don't give Rogan any credibility. He used to be much more tuned into the MMA game. He's not anymore. You're spot on, as wrestling is the most important base. Thank you for your response. Okay. Dana said he went for some treatment. He was having trouble walking a couple weeks ago. That's very weird. I did not hear that. What are your thoughts on PFL picking up Burgos? Good for them. I don't think Burgos was ever going to be a champion. Colby fight once a year. I'm almost 35. Yes. Have you ever watched the movie? Right. I don't even know how to pronounce that, but no, I have not. If there was a way to screen out 8-year-old questions, adults may pop in. I don't know what you're saying there, but are you saying if I could screen out questions? Yeah, probably. But it is what it is. I don't really care too much. Joe, what's next for Conor McGregor? Dustin Poirier, Michael Chandler, Justin Gaethje, and no Tony Ferguson should not be an option. I don't want to see Tony lose again. Probably be Tony, honestly. Would you win between a wolf pack or a group of hyenas? Who would win between a wolf? Dude, I have no idea. Hamzat versus Bobby Knuckles. Who wins? Bobby Knuckles. Am I the only one that thinks John Anik is annoying? I hate the corny like lines that he thought up in the before the fight even happens, and he's like, Lafayette, Louisiana, stand up. Like, it's so corny. Minimum purse for champs, in my opinion, is $1 million win. Okay. Joey, your pick on best dressed fighter. Are you guys literally trolling me tonight? Ian Gary, Usman prediction. Usman would beat the living shit out of Ian Gary. How in the world is Anik annoying? I don't find him like super annoying. I was just saying I don't like the cringy lines when a fighter gets a finish. Joey Lake, congrats on the 5K subs. You deserve it. Appreciate you, my friend. Okay. Who is your favorite fighter pre-2010? I don't know. I mean, it wouldn't be pre-2010 because I wasn't a fan before 2010. Tony versus McGregor first fail. No. Will your Christmas card be Venom themed? Of course. Joe, which is more superior, high-level wrestling or high-level sambo? No idea. I'll say high-level sambo. I don't know. I can't stand DC. It's almost on. Yeah, I can't listen to DC. He's very, very annoying. How old is everyone age on this chat? Yeah, how old is everybody in the chat? Cringiest UFC fighter that's active? I have no idea because the first person that came to mind was Henry Cejudo. I'll say Rose Namajunas. How do you see a 5-round fight playing out between Dillashaw and Petr Yan? I think Petr Yan wins the later rounds and wins the fight. What's your opinion on the Ravens this season? They look pretty good. Hey, who would win Prime El Kukui or 2022 Islam? 2022 Islam. Prime El Kukui always had terrible wrestling defense. Wish me luck in my 5K December 10th. I wish you luck in your 5K December 10th. Cringiest is Conor these days. Yeah, Conor is pretty cringy. Dude's posting old training footage. Am I the only one that thinks it's funny when Darren Till says I will be champion one day? That is hilarious. 35, 25, 15, 6, 69. I'm the best. 107. If Islam loses, do you think Islam can still beat Chandler? Yes. I think he could. I'd probably pick Chandler, though. Who's more cringy, Izzy or Henry? Definitely Henry, but Izzy's probably a second. Henry Cejudo is back in the testing pool. He's active technically. I don't think that technically makes him active. Rose, good pick. Have you ever been an event? I've been a fan for over 13 years. I've been to 3 events. UFC 172, UFC 244, and UFC in DC, Alistair Overeem versus Jairzinho Rosenstrike. Is UFC going to Austria in February because... You mean Australia? I have no idea. Have you watched UFC 1 through 10? I've seen bits and pieces. You know what would be interesting would be to give 30-minute underprivileged children lessons, 10 years. Yeah, sure. That'd be great. Who think you would... Guys, are you trying to give me a brain aneurysm with these questions? Who think you would Gaethje in a brawl with Conor if he kicked with wrestling Cejudo, but the weight cut might be tough? What prediction do you think Rogan has in that? Dude, what is that question? I literally can't even decipher that. I'll just throw out a random answer and I'll say Mike Goldberg. I'm getting ready for a hurricane in Tampa. Well, good luck. I can see Amanda Nunes fight on the Brazil card. Who should she fight? She'll probably end up fighting Norma Dumont at 45, would be my guess. What is the best hairstyle for UFC fighters, Joey? I'm trying to think of the worst hairstyle I can think of, but I don't know. Joey, did you see Islam's tweet in response to Chandler? I don't pay attention to that shit. That's just Ali tweeting garbage. Stay safe in Florida. Yep. Cejudo versus Aljo. I want to see it. I'm 95 years old. I'm just happy Rose isn't fighting on UFC 280. Yes, I am too. If UFC were to fly you out to 280, tickets and hotel room paid for you, would you? I mean, I guess I'd be forced to. I'd be terrified of that long-ass flight, though. But I guess I'd be forced to. When is UFC Orlando? I may go. First week of December. First week of December, I believe. Izzy's more cringe than Cejudo because Izzy doesn't try to be cringe. Maybe. I've cornered 2 fighters at UFC events. Best seats ever. Burt was still around back then. Fair enough. I feel like the gap between UFC and Bellator and other ones are massive. They just don't have the depth of talent that the UFC has. And also the what's the word I'm looking for? The production value isn't that good. How good do you think MVP will do in the UFC? He would get wrecked. You really said Mike Goldberg? Yeah, that was the perfect answer. Joey, do you prefer V-neck shirts or regular shirts? I don't really care either one. Do you think Davison Figueiredo gets flatlined by Moreno, or do you think he'll still if he gets flatlined, does he stay? No, he goes to 35. Which of these 3 Anderson Silva fights is the most amazing in your opinion? Silva Belfort, Silva Sonnen 1, or Silva versus Griffin? Silva Sonnen 1. What would you do if Strickland breaks into your house? I'd shoot him in the head. Does anyone else wear a guinea tee under their t-shirt? I'm asking for a friend. Best sub in 2021 was Brandon Moreno. I'd probably agree with you on that. What's the fight that would be the highest possible pay-per-views that they could make right now? That is a great question, Derek. That is a damn fine question, Derek. I don't know. It's going to be Conor McGregor versus someone. I'll say Conor McGregor versus Islam Makhachev. There you go. How do you think Figueiredo would do at 35? Not as good. Yeah, he would get wrecked at 35. That's when he was threatening to go to 35. I'm like, dude, just stop talking immediately. When will we see Prohaska versus Ankalaev? I don't know if we'll ever see it. If Bellator bought out PFL, would they be somewhat of a competitor to UFC? Probably not. I'm waiting for another event in Chicago so I can go. It seems like they're not trying to get back here. Do you get tested by USADA, Joey? I think you might be on roids. No, I would get in trouble immediately. What kind of guns do you have? Wouldn't you like to know? Funny that Bobby accuses Yan for steroids and then gets caught. That is very ironic. Who's the scariest fighters to ever do MMA in each weight class? Dude, I can't think of that much. That's too much to think right now. You probably answered this. What's your first experience with MMA? And who do you remember the first fight you ever saw? Mike Goldberg. Anyone know where I can get a 77-inch TV for cheap? You can just steal one, I guess. What's up, Billy? What scares you about... I don't want to go on a long plane ride. It's 2024 and MMA Joe YouTube channel has grown exponentially. So in 2 years, it'll be September. It'll be September of 2024. How many subscribers will we have on this channel in September of 2024? Let me know in the chat. What do you guys think? In 2 years from now, how many subscribers will this channel have? Nick versus Nate, McGregor versus Jake, Brock Lesnar versus Ngannou. Not saying they're good fights, but they would pull highest numbers. Maybe. Maybe. How is Venom gear legal but roids illegal? I know it makes no sense. A long ship ride or a long flight? Both are really terrible. Both are really terrible. Probably ship ride because you could get crazy seas and stuff. But both of them are crazy. Would you ever consider competing in a tennis tournament? No. Apparently UFC is doing a collab with Metaverse at the Apex this weekend. Hence no media in public. Sounds corny as hell. I'm glad you brought up Conor Islam. Do you think there's a chance they book Conor versus Islam if he becomes champ? Yes. And even though it wouldn't make sense, I'd probably be on board. I was in the Air Force and I still hate planes. Yeah, I've flown before, but I'm just not a big fan. Jones versus Francis and Usman versus Edwards for co-main in February or March. Thoughts? Not going to happen. Usman versus Edwards 3 will be a main event. 18,000 subscribers. What's worse to you? Drinking beer from a shoe or twerking? Definitely drinking beer from a shoe. I hate ships more than planes. Do you think TJ Needleshaw should be in prison? No. What's next for Cruz now that the Aldo fight is gone? I don't know. Maybe a Pedro Munoz rematch. He's tough to match up right now. Maybe Corey Saint. Nah, probably not. Maybe Song Yudong. Metaverse is so dumb. Yeah, it sounds like another NFT scam, basically. Jones versus Ngannou. Who wins? I am going to go Johnny Bones Jones. Cruz versus Edgar. Yes, there you go. That's the fight. Yeah, so is Facebook in general. I don't know why UFC wants to get... Isn't Facebook dying at this point? Maybe I just haven't been paying close enough attention. Thoughts on the moon landing? I don't have any thoughts on the moon landing. Do we still have any news on John or Stipe? No, we do not. We do not have any news on John or Stipe. And I don't know if we ever will. I don't know if we ever will. Guys, do me a favor. Look, if you want a longer stream, go down below and like the stream. We've already been an hour. I was only planning on doing an hour. So if you want the stream to continue, go below and click the like button. Boost it in the algorithm. Maybe some new people can find the channel, and we can get to 10K faster. So I need you guys to do me that favor. If you want the stream to continue, go like the stream for me. It's a really simple task. So run it up. Maybe we'll do an hour and a half. Maybe we'll even do 2 hours. So if you go like the stream, there's 80 people in here. There's 40 likes or something. Well, now it's jumping up, but you get the point. Thank you guys. Joe, what is the most interesting fighter to watch? Charles Oliveira, Habib, Conor. Oliveira. Joe, have you ever played miniature golf or pool? Yes, to both. Has Stipe ever fought twice in 1 year? Not in a long while. Did you hear Frankie Edgar wants to try flyweight? I did not know that, but it wouldn't shock me if he could make flyweight. Honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing Cruz Edgar early next year if Cruz looks good. Gibbons, Sandhagen. We'll have to see. The division will have to play out by them. Over the next couple months of bantamweight fights, is there any scenario Chito gets a title shot for his next fight? Maybe. It's possible, but I think he's one fight away. Who's taking over Dana's job? No clue. No clue. If Islam wins, do you see him fighting next? Probably Volk. If you were forced to go to one college in the U.S., where would you go? And it can't be Maryland. I have no clue. Where are you guys coming up with these questions? That's what I'd like to know. Where are you guys coming up with these corny ass questions? When in the world are we going to announce 282 main event? I have no clue. What were you like at 26? Exactly like this. So there you go. Sammy, I hope I answered long enough for you, Sammy. You want to talk more about beef and pork? I feel if Sean O'Malley beats Sean, he will be a massive superstar. What do you think? He'll be close. He'll be close. I feel okay. When is the UFC Undisputed 3 stream? I wouldn't even know how to begin to even do that. Can you play it on PS5? Do you think if Mackenzie Dern wins, they will let her go over? No, I do not believe. Where are the best crab cakes up your way? There's a bunch of places with good crab cakes, honestly. So it's tough to say. There's a bunch. Hunter Campbell is taking Dana's job. We'll see. Do you prefer 8-hour shifts or more? Dude, to be honest, I feel like there should be maybe a 3-day work week. I don't know, 4-day work week. But still keep them 8 hours. I just feel like it's bullshit. 5 days work, 2 days off. I don't know who invented that shit, but they need to be slapped in the face. So definitely not more. I'm definitely not one of those people that want to work 12 hours a day. I feel like people are overworked to begin with. Who is your most disliked fighter? Mine is probably Merab. Ruined Aldo's title run and won't fight the champ. Not to mention leaked Aldo's retirement before Aldo could announce it. Yeah, Merab is a piece of shit for that. But my most disliked fighter... We talk about this all the time, and then I can't remember who it is. So I'm not even going to answer. I don't know. I don't remember. What's your favorite UFC fight you ever saw live? I don't know. I'll have to think on that. There's so many good ones. UFC 172 was incredible. UFC 244 was incredible. Let's see. Wonderboy versus Vicente Luque was a lot of fun. Kevin Lee Gregory Gillespie was fun. Jorge Masvidal and Nate Diaz was fun. Let's see what was on 172. Luke Rockhold, Tim Bosch was fun. Holloway versus Feely was fun. Are you more of a heavy thunderstorm type of guy or a heavy blizzard? Where are these questions coming from, bro? I'm both. I'll take both. Now, the answer to that question is Mike Goldberg. Damn, that's a good one. I take heavy thunderstorm. I take Mike Goldberg. O'Malley would be fighting for the championship if he wins. Agreed. Dana White privilege. 1 day work week, 24 hours. Sign me up. If Dern wins, I hope she... That's just a crowd like that girl did in BKFC. Okay, I hope you get your wish. This is a list of fighters UFC let go. Cruz, Tony, Ferguson, Frankie, Edgar, Conor McGregor. You're right, Joey, but hustle culture is rampant. I'm not sure exactly what that means, but probably right. I'm not a fan of Jeremy Stephens, but he might be my most disliked. Yeah, Jeremy Stephens is a piece of shit. Frankie versus Conor at 145 in their primes. Conor would destroy Frankie badly. Chris Curtis versus Joaquin prediction. I got Chris Curtis probably by decision, but it's a very close fight. Has there ever been a 10-7 round before? Probably, but I don't remember. Why are people still talking about Khabib fighting? Dude's retired. Everyone start now. What is your favorite UFC event ever? I don't necessarily have one. I guess I'll say the one that made me into a hardcore fan, UFC 117. When Brandon Schaub have a beef with Dana, who believes that? I'm not sure what you're asking there. Do you prefer orange juice or apple juice? Neither. Is Bo Nickel the biggest prospect in the history of MMA? No. Would you consider Dustin Poirier's win over Holloway to be the first time to be notable? Probably not. When was the first time? I don't think so. I think it was too early in his career. When was the first win? I think it was too early in Max's career, to be honest. Yeah, it was in 2012. In 2012, Max was 20. No, that was meaningless. That was essentially meaningless. The second win meant a lot. But the first win meant jack shit. All right, who's lurking in the chat right now? If you're lurking, I want you to check into the chat right now. Let me know if you're lurking right now. Why is the card this week not having any... Supposedly something to do with the metaverse. I don't know. That's just what I've been told per sources. What's next for Shavkat? I don't know. I want to see him in a big fight. If Colby don't want to fight Hamzat, make him fight Shavkat instead. Who would you want Jorge Masvidal to fight next? Gilbert Burns? Will Colby ever drop the shtick? Hopefully. Autumn or summer? Probably summer. Yeah, I think Chris has the more crisper boxing and head movement. It'll be a great scrap. Love you, bro. Thank you. I really want to see what Bo is made of. You ain't going to see that for a long while. I really want to... Okay, they got to get Shavkat a fight soon. Hopefully they do. Sean O'Malley would be a champ, but he have long legs. UFC community hypes him up a lot. Do you prefer spicy? Spicy. When do you think Henry Cejudo will fight in his return? I'll say December. Joe, would you rather have Chris Barnett or Yoel Romero on the Chris Barnett? Did you ever make a painting? I don't even know what that means. No. Why is Yoel Romero such a beast in his mid-40s? I don't think he is. I mean, Melvin Manhoef's a bum. Do you watch X-Files with no lights on? I don't watch X-Files. I haven't watched them for a long time. Favorite fighter right now? It was Jose Aldo. I'll say Hamzat Chimaev. Half-ass lurking while at work. Chase, you better not get in trouble. Per sources, I'm good lurking. Thank you, Frank. I'm sort of lurking. Who do you think Triple C will fight? I don't know. We'll see how we got to see how the division plays out. We'll see how this thing plays out. Dana White and Dana White's famous sentence. Did you follow any sports before MMA? Yes, I still follow other sports, but not as closely. Ralph is lurking. What's going on, Ralph? Thank you for being a member. If anybody else wants to become a member of the channel, the link is in the description. It's an amazing way to support the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. The link is down in the description. If you had 4 hours to live, what would you do? I have no clue. I don't even want to think of that. If you had the option in fighting in the UFC, would you rather walk out first or second? I feel like first. I would say second. Second. I'd be too nervous just waiting. Favorite American MMA fighter? I don't even know. I don't. Off the top of my head. Jeez Louise. Favorite American MMA fighter? I don't know. Because I started to want to say Volkanovski, but he's from Australia. I mean, it seems like everyone's from another country. My favorite fighter to watch, one of my favorite fighters to watch is John Jones. So I'll throw out Johnny Bones. Lurking, Izzy or Pereira, how does the fight end? Izzy by boring decision. What do you think of the movie Fight Club? It's a great movie. Izzy Pereira, another Izzy decision win. There you go. Would you be interested in a Chris Barnett versus Justin Tafa? Who would you pick to win? Yes, I would be interested. I'd take Chris Barnett. Jared Story, Petr Yan is the best boxer in MMA. Maybe so. I mean, Petr Yan's pound for pound one of the best fighters in the world. I would take Hamzat to beat Izzy probably. I would not. What is your favorite food to cook at home? Probably steak. I'm lurking. Thank you, Andrew. UFC 283 dream card. Yuri Glover, Aldo Cruz, even though Aldo retired. Or Yuri Glover, Moreno Figgy 4, Aldo Cruz, and then whatever else you want to throw in. I don't even care at that point. Venom. Duopoly and whatever? No. Yuri versus Glover 2, Figgy versus Moreno 4, Nunes versus Aldana, Chimaev, Costa Burns. There you go. Sign me up for that. Before you started your channel, where or with whom did you discuss MMA? I have a couple like casual friends who like follow it a decent amount. And then my fiance watches it as much as I do and still does. So me and her will talk about it. But it's nice to be able to get on here because nobody I know wants to talk about it as much as you guys want to talk about it. So, have you ever watched Fear Factor way back in the day? Your O'Malley emote for members is blasphemy. Or, well, go sign up and you can use it yourself. Whatever you're thinking. Yeah, if you want to use the O'Malley, if you become a member of the channel, okay, hold on, let me find out where I'm at now. I lost my spot. If you become a member of the channel, not only do you get access to the members Discord, not only do you get a loyalty badge next to your name, you also get to use Sean O'Malley emojis, Hamzat Chimaev emojis, Nate Diaz emojis, Sleepy Conor McGregor emojis, and Chris Curtis emojis too. So it's $3 a month. Go sign up to become a member, and your name will pop up highlighted in the chat for me. If Drake, I'm not even reading that. Prime Aldo, Prime Henry Cejudo, who wins and how? I'll take Aldo by stoppage. I'm grateful for the community. It gives me a place to chat MMA whenever I want. I'm happy to have you, my friend. Do you watch boxing or no? I do not. Favorite American fighter is hard because there isn't many. Yeah. Geez, now it just jumped down again. My thing just jumped way, way down, and now I'm lost. And I have no idea where I was at, to be quite honest. Anyone in the chat watch the Monday Night Football shit stain of a game? That's funny. Lurkers are out tonight. Joe, would you rather die? Stop. Good night, Sammy. Both Oliveira and Pereira at plus 140 odds. Which you feel safer laying $1 million on? Neither, but probably Oliveira. Probably Oliveira. How do you think Zabit would have done if he faced Volk? I think he probably got stopped. Hot showers. Islam made fun of Chandler. Check out. Yeah, I don't care what he tweets out. Who are your fiance's favorite fighters? I don't know. Honestly, I gotta ask her that. It's weird because it's the same for me. It's like I just have fighters that I like to watch, and she's kind of the same. But there's certain ones. I'm sure there's certain ones, but I just can't think. It's always the same thing with me. I can't even think of my own favorite fighters, let alone think of hers. She used to be a big GSP fan. Izzy is due a loss. Could very well happen. Yeah, dude. No need to send this message 4 times. I thought Curtis emoji was Hamzat for some reason. Okay. I'm going insane, Joey. Advice: seek medical attention. See a therapist. Would you consider Hawaiian American, or is that? Nah, I think that is American. Shit stain of a game, but somebody came out on top. These cards before UFC 280 are fire, right? Yeah, the 2 fight nights before 280 are better than 280 itself. What are you guys throwing in the chat tonight? Honestly, you guys are really on a mission to say the weirdest stuff. Fight prediction for Bo Nickel tomorrow. Fight prediction for Bo Nickel tomorrow. I will go Bo Nickel by first round sub. I will go Bo Nickel first round sub. I might stream it if I'm home in time. What time does it start? What time does Dana White's Contender Series start? I forgot. I should be home, but I'm going out tomorrow, so I don't know. Islam versus Gamrot prediction. Dude, that would be a really fun fight, to be quite honest. That'd be a really fun fight. I'll take Gamrot, but I don't know. Okay. Contender Series starts at 7. Olenek versus Latifi is a barn burner. Yeah, dude. Olenek has some of the most elite head movement I've ever seen in my entire life. 8 p.m. Eastern time. Have fun tomorrow. Yeah, I may jump on. I might jump in for the last hour. Maybe not. I might not be here for the first hour, but we'll see. Because I'm already streaming tonight. Then if I jump on tomorrow, then I'm jumping on Wednesday. Just going to show off whatever striking he has a little more time possible. If surprised if Bo strikes past 1 combo. Yeah, I think he's going to shoot on a takedown immediately and then eventually find a sub. Tomorrow's my birthday. Expect to stream as my gift. Okay, maybe not. I'm building a house from scratch. Any advice? Make sure it's built correctly. That's my best advice. Does Tony... Well, if you want real advice, just make sure you hire quality contractors. Does Tony Ferguson get another fight? Yes. I still enjoy watching him fight, where you're in the vast minority. Shavkat versus Prime GSP, who wins? Prime GSP. The cringiest fighter is Sean Strickland, maybe. I wish Brendan Schaub would come back and fight Francis. Yeah, me too. I feel like if Bo gets stuck striking for long periods, he's fucked. We'll see. We will see. I got to go, but have fun with the rest of the stream. Appreciate you. The more you jump on, the more subscribers, though, because the algorithm boosts you for watch time. Yeah, but still, videos are very important. Videos are very important as well. I think videos are more important than streams, to be quite honest. Videos. Tony will get a couple more fights, even if he loses, in my opinion. I think he'll get one more fight, and if he loses, he's gone. Can we get ASMR Joey? I only do ASMR Joey for hefty donations now. Is it bad to cut the grass in off-season months like colder months? If it's not growing, why are you cutting it? I put my head down every time Strickland does an interview with Helen Yee. I just found out WWE isn't real. Well, you know what I would do? I'd go to the beach and look out over the ocean and think about it. So are you going to start putting more videos out versus streams? I mean, I try to put out a lot of everything. I mean, am I not putting out enough? Am I not putting out enough? I mean, guys, I'm on here basically every day pumping out a video. And not just any bullshit video. I'm not just making up shit off the top of my head. I'm doing good quality shit. So I'm just going to continue doing what I'm doing. So there you go. That's what I'm up to. I mean, you guys think I'm not putting out enough? There's people only putting out shit once a week. There's people putting out shit that are just making up bullshit off the top of their head. Can you show us your favorite piece of MMA memorabilia? No, I cannot because it's downstairs in my living room, hung up on the wall. But I have a video, a members only video of all my MMA memorabilia. But I have shown this on stream a couple times. I just got this recently. Boom, Marlon Chito Vera autograph when he flash KO'd Sean O'Malley with brutal ground and pound elbows. So there you go. You've been killing it with thumbnails recently. I've been learning Photoshop for the last month. I'm glad you noticed, man. I'm glad you know. I think the thumbnails look really good. To be honest, I'm high on my thumbnails. I'm very high on the thumbnails recently. I think they look really, really solid. I like the text I'm now using. The new thumbnails are looking good, in my humble opinion. I think they look so. The text just looks perfect. And yeah, I've been learning Photoshop. Where was I at now? Do you have any silver coins? Yes. Is there any word on a Shavkat fight? No. What about Tony Wonderboy? Absolutely not. No, I mean, you said the algorithm boosts more, so vids. The streams are more or less to talk to the community I already have. The videos build more subscriber base. I'm out of here. See you later. See you later, guys. You put out a good amount. I hope someone asks Dana tomorrow about the scrum about Conor's USADA testing. Yeah, it's crazy to me that the MMA media outlets are not covering this. Conor McGregor has not been tested by USADA the entire year. And they're not writing articles. They'll write an article about Conor McGregor tweeting out a couple emojis. And they're not writing that he hasn't been tested. How crazy is that? If that doesn't show you how bad the MMA media is, I don't know what to tell you. Usman is in depression. Please support him. Okay. Hell yeah, that autograph photo is amazing. Do you ever consider shaving your beard and hair, or are you scared? I used to shave my beard like once every 2 months, completely off. But since I started the channel, it's kind of like my trademark. So now I don't. If Dana told you every fight this year was rigged, would you believe him? No, I don't believe anything Dana says. Is Gamrot, Sean, Bilal, Aljo, Oliveira parlay risky, or should I go for it? It's very risky. What kind of sound setup do you have? You sound great. I have the Shure SM7B with a cloud lifter and a Focusrite audio interface. Scarlett 2, I think it is. I have the list and links to everything I have. I don't make any money off that. Down in the description. So if you're curious, it's all down there. Anyone who wants more content should become a member. Yeah, we're constantly talking in the members Discord. If you guys enjoy discussing MMA 24/7, talking about all the latest news, giving you guys inside information on the channel, what kind of videos are coming, when streams are coming, all that type of good stuff. It's worth every penny to become a member, just for the Discord alone. Ralph is here, recommended it himself, and I'm sure other members can recommend as well. Do you feel the UFC will bring I don't know what you're saying. Is UFC 280 overrated? No. Who's your favorite MMA YouTuber currently? I really don't watch MMA YouTubers, to be quite honest. So I don't have one. Yeah, I really can't say. I'm being dead serious. I haven't watched any for really years. I really can't tell you. So like when I say I don't watch any, I don't mean I haven't seen any like recently. But I mean, like, I haven't actively watched any MMA YouTuber in probably 6-7 years. I used to watch the MMA Beat back when they used to have Ariel, Luke, Chuck, and I can't remember the other guy's name, Jeff, on there. I used to watch that MMA Beat. After that's been gone, I really stopped watching anything. And since I started the channel, I really haven't been watching much of anything, because I can already form my own opinions, but what I don't want is go watch somebody else and have them convince me of something else. But I do kind of like peruse around. Like I'll click on some small channels and some huge channels and just maybe watch a minute or two of their content and just see what they're doing, what I can be doing, what I think they might be doing better, what I might be doing better than them. I'll take a look at their thumbnails. But I don't really watch, if that makes sense. What fights do you think is winnable for Tony except Nick Diaz? I can't think of one. I cannot think of one. Card to Buffalo. I forgot the question. Yeah, they might. Can you give me an inside scoop on Venom? Because I hear people talking about it all the time. It basically turns you into an elite fighter. Does a 17-year-old have more potential than Patty? Yes. You Italian, Joey? Maybe, maybe not. Which fighter made you sad to see get flatlined? Anderson Silva and Jose Aldo. Are you high on Shavkat? I'm very high on Shavkat. If Oliveira loses, what's next for him? I have no clue. That's going to be a tough one. Somebody who lost recently, probably. Do you like long walks on the beach? Of course. Will you watch Conor? No. Joe, I give you 10,000. This is serious to shave off your beard, hair, and eyebrows and do it live stream. I don't believe that for 1 second. And I'll probably pass anyway. Okay, would Conor get a title shot if he beats CM Punk? Yes. Yep, for sure. Conor would get a title shot off of beating anyone. So, if Habib invited you to Dagestan, would you go? Probably not. Joey, how come the MMA media isn't pushing Colby to fight? I'm very confused why they aren't trying to contact. Apparently they have been. And he hasn't been doing requests for interviews. Children shouldn't be allowed at UFC events. Depends what age they are. I don't think children under 10 should be. I don't think children under 10 should be allowed. Colby versus Jeff Neal prediction. I'd probably take Colby in that one. Does Chuck Liddell look like the monster? I have no idea. That question offended you, Joey? No, nothing offends me, bro. I don't know what you mean. No, I was just saying maybe, maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm not actually sure of everything that's in my family history, to be quite honest. But I think there is, if you want a more thoughtful answer, I think there is Italian in my bloodline. What kind of enhancements do you get from wearing Monster Energy gear? Nowhere near what you get from Venom. Absolutely nowhere near what you get from Venom. So if Colby continues to duck everyone, who is he going to fight? Is it possible he's done fighting? I think he's going to keep waiting until he can find a favorable matchup, to be quite honest, or a very winnable matchup. So that's what I think he's going to do. I think the UFC made a big mistake not putting Chimaev ahead of Colby in the rankings. That's how you get him out of hiding. I don't think he cares one way or another. I don't think Colby cares. I don't think he's fighting Khamzat if his life depended on it. He doesn't want that fight. Do you think Charles Oliveira would beat Prime GSP? No. Does Chuck Liddell look like the monster from Goonies? No. Should Colby just fight the winner of Bilal Brady? Yeah, but if he wants to fight before the end of the year, I don't know if they're going to be ready by the end of the year. I mean, the Burns versus Colby fight is a great alternate fighting, though. Yeah, sign me up for Burns. Sign me up for Burns Colby. Colby an alternate to the title fight, Usman and Edwards in the rematch. No, he won't. They won't pay him to do that. That's not happening at all. That's just absolute made up. What is Ali tweeting about now? I'm just looking at Twitter to see if there's any news. Tweeting about Jeff Nowinski. It looks like he deleted it. I think he had a tweet about Conor and steroids. Yeah, looks like he deleted it. Ali Abdelaziz is like the worst person in MMA, to be quite honest. To be quite honest. What is 100% true? I have no idea what you're saying. What is 100% true? Should they dress the military in Venom? Yeah, sure. We never have to fight. They'd be too intimidated. Colby has to either beat Shavkat, Chimaev, Burns in his next matchup, or Khamzat. Bilal Brady is an easy win for Colby. I'm not so sure they're an easy win for Colby, to be honest. I'm not so sure. All right, guys, we made it to the 1.5 hour mark. We'll go for a little bit longer. If you guys have questions, now's the time to throw them in the chat, okay? Now's the time to throw them in the chat. If you haven't yet liked the stream, if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, I would greatly appreciate it. And we're creeping. I'm dying to get to 10K. I'm dying to get to 10K. We're far off. How many subscribers do we need to get to 10K? We're essentially at 5,100 right now. We're essentially at 5,100. So we need 4,900 subscribers before we hit 10K. So we're creeping. Do you think Colby Gaethje going to hiding from the media after losing fights? Seems like it. Do you think John Jones still does? I have no idea. It's late. I'll catch you later. I'll catch you later as well. John Rod, what's going on, my friend? Who wins between Tuivasa and Stipe? Stipe's so old. I think Stipe would get KO'd by Ty at this point, but realistically, Stipe should win that fight. I'm the ultimate lurker. Hey, man, as long as you're watching, I appreciate you. Joe, if you want 10K, you listen to me. You got to show up daily. I can't show up daily. What do you mean? I basically do show up daily, bro. I show up with a video or a stream almost every single day. Bare minimum every other day. So I put the McGregor PED video out yesterday, which nobody else is talking about. Nobody else is talking about the McGregor PED situation. The two people who are talking about it, I linked them in the description of that video. So if you haven't checked out that video, you need to go watch that video immediately. Stipe looks skinnier every time you see him in public. Maybe. Does Tuivasa ever touch undisputed gold? Absolutely not. Tuivasa will never be champion. Favorite fruit? No. Watermelon. Playing UFC and lurking. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. I wonder who on this stream right now has been the longest subscriber. Who's been subscribed to the channel for the longest? That's what I want to know. I want to know who's watching every stream and every video, but has never commented and never sent a message in the chat. That's what I'd like to know. That'd be very interesting. That'd be very, very interesting to find out. But we'll never know. We'll never know because he's just lurking ever so slightly in the background. It's crazy. On January 1st, we had 1,900 subs. That's crazy. That is crazy. So we've gained about 3,200 subs since the beginning of the year. We're almost to 6,000. That's craziness. Blaze 1 been around for a long, long time. Been around for a long, long time. But yeah, it's crazy. It's insanity. I'll send all these in the chat. But yeah, guys, if you have not watched it yet, go watch my USADA video about Conor McGregor being on steroids. Go watch my video. What was the video before that? Now I can't remember. That quick, I forgot. What was before that? Go watch my video. The real reason Raul Rosas Jr. got a UFC contract and Bo Nickel did not. Go watch my Chris Curtis interview on the channel. I would greatly appreciate that as well. I'm going to do more fighter interviews in the future. So if you guys go check that out, you guys go like it, give it some watch time. If you guys want to see more interviews in the future. Shavkat versus Prime GSP. Who wins? Prime GSP. Ravens winning the Super Bowl? Probably not. Holloway versus Korean Zombie? No. Would you watch the Super Bowl if Baltimore played, and who would you want them to face as a worthy shit stain or an opponent? I have no idea. But yes, I'd watch if they were in the Super Bowl, of course. I'd want them to win. I'd be rooting for them. So, all right, guys. I'm going to get out of here. Don't forget to like the stream before you go. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel before you go. And go check out, I'll post it in the chat real quick. If you guys go watch this video ASAP. This is the groundbreaking video no one else on YouTube is talking about. No one else on YouTube is talking about. Go watch this video. One of the only men covering it on YouTube. So go watch that video. The MMA media is ignoring it completely. Go watch it ASAP. Thank you guys for watching. Enjoy the rest of your night, and appreciate all of you.